just leaves onto my lifeline. Oh, good. Oh, you didn't mean to leave a trail for me, but you didn't know until it is. It's alright with me. If it's alright with you, then I could be whatever it is that you need me to, my love. 'Cause you're golden.
Am I live?
'Cause you're golden.
In which case, let's go. Shen has become a member. Hello. Good evening. Am I live? This better be on. Yeah. Can you guys see me? Put it that way. Can you see me? Hello. I'm going to guess that's a yes. Because you can hear me. I know you can hear me. Right, okay. This is why I need a stream deck, people. I need this all on buttons instead of clicking. How it goes. Feel free to hit up the super chat button, change the colour of the lights, and make my day with a stream deck. A Britophilic. Is that a thing? Okay. Why the hell not? Let's go with it. And it's all working. It's good to see you all here tonight. Good evening. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Yeah. Did you think we were expecting something to occur? Do you know what? I've done a lot of like interviews with people and streams with people. I want to do some one-on-one. I want to just do a live stream of me. And I didn't look for anybody to come on tonight at all. So that's, you know, sod it. It's just me. It's just me tonight. And I hope that's okay with you tonight. Last week was fun with Crystal. If you haven't seen that one, go back and watch it. And all of that. I'm still happy with concentrating on the live streams more than anything. I don't. What would you want a normal early morning barking video about right now? I don't know, because I'm out of ideas. I've said it all. I'm going to start saying it all again at some point. That's got to be a thing, I guess, you know, especially the earlier stuff with the lockdown hair. We don't need those videos hanging around forever. Although I'm not deleting anything anytime soon, you know. But yeah, this is much more fun. This is much more fun. And I like talking to you and seeing you. I don't see you. Just seeing you there in the chat is good. You know? I am also clicking on various things here. Because what I thought I'd do, you know, in the absence of any, you know, we can talk about anything we want, you know, it's all good. But in the absence of that, I thought I could, you know, I'll pick some random questions off Reddit to answer and that sort of thing, you know. We'll pick some topics. Whatever, as usual, I'm fairly easygoing. I don't mind what we do. That kind of thing. I've got my BPD support thing up. You know, is there any harm in repeating? I guess not. From a content creation perspective, it gets old fast, right? You know, there's a number of questions that come up all the time. I need to kind of do a bit of a compilation, sort of clear out of, look, these are questions that need answering now, kind of thing. Because I get that there's so many things that come up all the time, but you need it repeating. Okay. I guess we can do that. Just start working through my old video titles one at a time. The next thing I was going to start doing is stealing video titles off other YouTubers. I think I think right, titles to a certain extent are fair game. I don't want to steal any content. I don't want to. Do you know what? I don't want to sit through anyone else's content to steal it. Right? That's the other thing. If I'm going to steal someone else's content and ideas, that means I need to sit through it and watch it. And I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to do that. But what I will do is like bit of technical analysis, right? You start something that was suggested to me. You start looking up, right? So if I make BPD videos, then who's making the most popular BPD videos? And what are their most popular videos that they've ever done, and make those. Seems to make sense, right? So, like, what are Ramani's most popular videos? Actually, how do you find that out? Do you just go to will Social Blade tell me that sort of thing? I don't know. But that, I think, is the next thing to try. Just for a suggestion of things to talk about. Because they, look, may surprise you. My videos are somewhat underplanned, right? Sometimes you get a little glimmer of, oh, he knew he was going to say that. But very often, no, this is all as much as a surprise to me as it is to you guys. And so these are fairly easy to do. So I kind of need, right? I just need a lot of topics in a hat. And I pull one out and like talk for 10 minutes about this. All right, I can do that. I can do that. That's fine. Can you explain why you're live now? Why? In what way? Like, why have I chosen now? It's just convenient. Also, it's 9 o'clock in the UK right now. Just after 9. 10 past 9 here. Look, I'll show you. There you go. With my doggy Barkley. Asleep on his Tigger toy. There we go. You can barely see that. That's no good. But it's... There you go. It is 21:10 here. I've totally lost track of what I was saying now. Talking about controversial theories, therapies, coping mechanisms, stereotypes could be fun. Yes. Controversial theories. There's so many things. There's so much crap out there. It's kind of coming full circle, right? Because look, I am far from the first person to make BPD, NPD content. Nothing special. Even when I started, there were people who were very well established doing their thing. People, you know, like Recovery Mom, whose book I bought, like it was her book that helped me with BPD in the same way that you guys say I help you with BPD, right? So this was, you know, already a thing. But it feels like what happened is they sort of ran out of ideas. They got to the point I'm at now, where it's like, well, I've talked about everything. I've done it. I've talked about all BPD and stuff like that. So they needed to make up new shit that is based on nothing other than their own thoughts. And some of it has sort of seeped through into general thinking as being a real thing. Like BPD subtypes, which is bullshit and doesn't exist in science or anything like that. But like blogs and YouTubers made it up. And now I get people coming to me saying things like, I have quiet BPD, or I have nervous BPD, or what, like, no, you have BPD. And even then, probably not, you know. There are so many things. And so now I'm at this point where I've run out of like real things. So I'm not morally able to go down the making shit up route, right? I've worked my entire career in broadcasting like this, you know, one form or another, but not journalism, not writing, not that. We must publish something today, make it up if you have to kind of attitude. I've been brought up around the like, You make stuff when there's stuff to make stuff about. Making stuff for the sake of making stuff is pointless and soulless and rubbish and all of that crap, right? And so now I kind of can go on to this debunking their made up shit stuff. And that can be what I go on to. Because fortunately, they've made up a load of stuff that I can now just come out and make videos about why it's not real and why it doesn't exist and all that sort of thing. Like BPD subtypes. You just weren't special enough, were you? You just needed another emoji after that Twitter handle. You needed just another little, look, I'm not just BPD. I'm special. I've got special BPD. Like, shut up, no you're not. This generation needs a fight club. Honestly. Right? Fucking, oh. And it's all made up bullshit. And it's not helpful and it's not useful and people get caught up in it and they think all kinds of stuff. And I know I have this debunking crap. Hey DC, how you doing? It's good to see you here. Tips on how to get over an ex. Tips for getting over an ex with BPD are actually the same advice I would give to everybody else for getting over an ex. Right? There are good ways and bad ways of doing this, right? And even if you've got the BPD stuff going on with it, it's still all the same advice, right? Now with BPD and losing a partner, you've got all they've left me, they've abandoned me. Because I'm guessing, right, when you're getting over your ex, you didn't break up with them, they broke up with you, right? And so you've lost another partner and you get into this, well, of course I have. I'm terrible. I'm ugly. I'm disgusting. I'm horrible. I'm mean. I'm evil. I don't deserve to be loved. Of course this person loved me and left me. And at the same time, you've got all of this panic going on of, I will never find anyone again. What am I going to do without them? They were the one. They were perfect. They were everything I ever wanted. And now they've gone. I've ruined it. All of this shit is piling on top, right? And yet the way you get over it is the same way everybody else gets over it, right? First of all, you need time. This is a grieving process when you're losing a relationship, right? And it doesn't matter whether you're losing it because, well, it doesn't matter why you're losing it. You've still lost a relationship that you wanted to continue with. So you need to grieve that and get over that. And that's going to take as long as it takes. And there ain't nothing you can do about that. There's no advice you can be given. There's no pill you can take. There's no diet to eat. There's no activity you can do. It will take you as long as it takes you to get over this person one way or another. Accepting that is helpful, right? You will reach a point where you are just sick of feeling bad about this person, where it feels silly, where it feels wrong, like it makes less sense to be upset about this person than to not. And I think other things that help. Don't sit at home and wallow in your pain. Go out into the world. See friends. See family. Do stuff. Right? Do things that your ex hated. Do things, find those things. The things that you like to do that your ex hated. That you wouldn't do while they were around. That you couldn't do while they were around. All that sort of thing. Make your life something. Make it a life to live, a life worth living. And show yourself that you don't need that other person. Right? And this is the key thing. Remember that a relationship should be somebody that you want. A partner should be somebody who you like having in your life, that you want in your life, not somebody that you need in your life, right? They shouldn't be there to give you parenting and support like that, all that sort of thing. They're not above you. They're not in control of you. They're not, looking after you in that way. Yes, partners support each other through life, but not in a parental way. Not in a parental way, in a teammate, team kind of equals sort of way, you know? Hi, Dog Training Mexico. How are you doing? In Germany. Very nice place. Love Germany. You might have to change your name, though. Yeah. I've just seen about the Florence and the Machine. I actually don't have much of an opinion on Florence and the Machine. I'm content for them to continue existing, doing what they do. I think that's where I am with it. But you need to remember, you are a person in your own right. And having a relationship enhances that. It doesn't facilitate that. Okay? You shouldn't be like reliant on somebody. And so be sad when you break up. But understand you will be better one day. That you didn't need that person, that you are you. And you can get on and be you. So that's how you get over it, right? You get on with being you. Get on with it. Do stuff, right? You know? That's how you do it. That's what you do. You get on and live your life. Do things for you. Do things you want to do. And like I say, yeah, a really good one is do things that they didn't like to do. I sit quietly, not shouting at me. Yeah, that kind of thing. Dog training Mexico. Tell me about Germany then. I didn't know you'd moved or were moving or anything like that. How is Germany? A country I've visited many times and enjoyed thoroughly every time. Germany's a great place to visit. Um, and probably a very good place to live as well. You miss Mexico. That's fair enough. I mean, you have your home, don't you? Wherever it is, whatever, however it differs from where you are. Tortoisen, you're going through a breakup. Talk to me. Say words. Say more about this. What do you want to talk about with it? Is there anything you want to talk about with it, or should I shut up and talk about anything but breakups? I'm open to that as well. I totally understand. You're like, oh, they're breaking up on here as well. Script. If only one thing was about not breakups. Dear, oh dear. But breakups are tough. Breakups are tough. Breakups are hard. And yeah, it's a feeling I can like I can go back into that fear, that panic. I can feel it again in memory form. Um and it's horrible. I remember so clearly what being dumped feels like. What it feels like when your entire world is just falling down around you, when the person that you love so much has turned their back on you and said, no, I don't love you. It's distressing. Like it's horrible. And with it wasn't an ugly breakup. He simply stopped talking to me. That's so shit and so cowardly. And how do you even know you're being broken up with? Meanwhile, Dog Training Mexico is complaining about the number of laws in Germany. Wow, you've been around all over the place, haven't you? Turkey as well. Yeah, they're good with laws in Germany. They're very, very serious, very organized. But you see how well it works. You know, that's the thing with them. It's difficult to tell Germany they're doing it wrong. Because I know, look, it's not a perfect place, but it's doing very well. And as a British person in 2023, I am jealous of basically everywhere else except Canada and the United States. Pretty much everywhere. Well, I wouldn't move to Russia now. Uh, any active war zones or countries actively at war, you know, um, anything like that. And of course, once again, Canada. Yeah. Shannon, it doesn't sound like you're getting a lot of support. I think it's a difficult thing. I mean, because do you know what? I remember pining over girls for ages, and it must have been so boring to my friends. You know, because to me things, lasted a long time. Like I was in pain over relationships for months and months and months, and they must have just got so fucking sick of it. You know, um, and it's a weird thing. We want to live in a world where our friends have unlimited patience and care for us. Because they're our friends, right? They're the people we're supposed to rely on. They're the people that we're supposed to have there for us. And Cluster B stuff shows up that there is a limit to that. Right? There's stuff they don't want to hear about. They don't want to deal with. They don't want to carry it on at all. So finding that out is depressing as shit. It really is depressing as crap. And is very sadly the case. And I don't know. I don't think it's their fault, and I don't think we should be angry at them or hate them for it. Because I think we're the same. He hated you for listening to English music. Well, I must say, that's not a problem I've ever come against in a relationship. But we make the best music. If you're not listening to English music, you are by default listening to worse music. That's ultimately the problem. And he laughed at you a lot. Yeah, that is degrading, Shen. I don't. Right, this is another common thing that I see a lot. Is that people with BPD come to me and they tell me they're getting over a breakup. And then they sit and they list to me all of the horrible things about that relationship. And I say, it it doesn't sound like you were in a happy relationship. It sounded like you were in a very difficult relationship, and it's better for you that it's ended. And then they say, yeah, but I love him. I've had that conversation 92 times on different platforms, and they always go, yeah, it's complicated because I love him. Even though, like, and you'll get this whole list of, oh, and he called me this, and he did this, and they went out and did that, and all of this. And you're like, look, any one of these things on its own is a reason to break up with someone, and you've got 9 of them. And they go, yeah, but I love him. And you see that firsthand of this obsession that we get with people, with this dependence that we put on people because we're afraid to be without them. And we're not afraid to be without them. We're just afraid to be on our own. Because we know rationally, realistically, we know all the problems with them. We know all the problems with this relationship. Right? That was my own thing. Like, I could have I carry with me the list of everything that was wrong in that relationship. And I couldn't go anywhere until the day that I finally could. Right? We hold on. And I would have said the same thing. Yeah, she does this, and this whole, like, and scrolling through this list of things. And then I go, yeah, but I love her. I think we're meant to be together. I think she's the one. I think she's the person I'm meant to spend the rest of my life with, despite this scrolling endless list of things. And the truth is, anyone that you can put a big scrolling endless list of things together about is not somebody that you should be spending time the rest of your life with. I again, it's another one of those things you realize when you get into a different relationship that is better and healthier, and you realize I don't have a list. I could not compile a list. I don't think I could find some one thing I could write on a piece of paper, let alone start making a list of all the red flags and bad things that there are. So, like, seriously, not one thing could I write on a list of, oh, she does this though. Nothing. Right? There are people out there who are like that for you. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why we put up with crap from people who are not right for us. And it's just because we're scared. We're scared of that. But what if we don't find someone else? What if I am inherently unlovable? You know? Yeah, I see what you're saying, Torsten. It happens the other way with you love your people with BPD. Um, they just want us to get better to a certain extent, but that not getting better can be draining. It can be difficult, you know? Hi, AG, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. My shirt is perfect for this topic. Choose wisely. It's true. It works. Like, picking a romantic partner is like picking the grail, right? It's exactly true. Choose wisely. And if you choose the wrong one, it will sap you of your life, and you will become a moldy old skeleton in front of Harrison Ford. And that's what will happen. As opposed to Harrison Ford becoming a moldy old skeleton in front of us and then making another Indiana Jones movie. But that's another thing. Um we're all good, AG. How did your meeting go? Yeah, choose wisely, and it feels kind of fitting because if you pick the one that is all flashy and jewels and sparkly, and you're like, well, this is it. This is the perfect cup. It's like this is the one for Jesus, right? This one, and you drink from it, you die, and then you just have to go back and be sensible and go, no, I came looking for a cup. Have you got something that is a good cup? And you get your good cup. And yet you drink all the water and get immortality. There you go, because you chose the right cup. There you go. If you pick the right girlfriend or boyfriend, you might live forever. I don't know how that would happen, but you might. I don't know. It was weird being in a room with so many people that didn't speak. So, right, so an OCD meeting, is that right? Tell me, right, I know nothing of this. I'm starting from scratch in the idea that there are even such things as OCD meetings. So please, I would love to know what goes off. Is it a sort of group therapy dynamic? Are there therapists there? Are you just lots of people who have OCD who are getting together for fun? Are you like I am curious about that. What should be put in a compilation of fun rich quotes? Which one? All right, hang on, Shen. So he mocked you for piercings and tattoos. Right. You don't sound compatible at all. Ah, yeah, the Jews and tattoos. There's a thing, isn't there? Yeah. I don't know. Do you know, I thought I was a Jew for a while. I'm serious. Sounds like I'm taking the piss. I'm serious. I thought I was a Jew for a while. And I'll explain, right? Because I heard about the thing where if previous family members are Jewish, then you're just Jewish, right? And my grandmother was Jewish, so I was like, well, grandma was in the club, ergo, I am, right? And that was true, except for two problems. Number one, as you probably know, that's not a thing, right? That you're not just a Jew because grandma was a Jew or mum was a Jew. That doesn't work like that. So even if my grandma was Jewish, I would not be. Second of all, my grandma wasn't Jewish. So that really just put pay to the whole thing, really. That was it over and done with. So yeah, I'm not Jewish in the slightest. And neither was my grandma, who I believe was actually a Catholic. Ah, right then. So AG. So right, so it was an OCD meeting that was just a meeting of lots of people with OCD. Yeah, idyllic accent. That's what I thought, and I thought it went like multi-generational, but apparently no. Apparently no. That's not apparently the case. And even if it was, my grandma wasn't Jewish, and my mum certainly is not. So that's it. Just it. Yeah, I'm not. And even then, I would be a bad Jew because I've never done anything about. I assume you have to do things and know about being Jewish, and I don't, and I haven't. So, and I'm unlikely to. So, but that's just me. Lots of people are Jewish and it works very well for them. And to them, I am, you know, you can be Jewish and I mean, if it mattered, I could convert, but it would be a bit, I mean, I'm very atheist, really. So I feel like picking any one religion would have to, honestly, I don't know what would have to happen at this point besides some sort of tangible thing happening for me. That's just me. Why it's faith, isn't it? See, I used to get upset about other people being religious. Now I'm very happy for them to be. If that's what you want to do, do that. That's fine. And also, you realize, right? And this is what a lot of noisy young people have yet to realize. And I said young people, and now I hate myself. I guess this is what I'm watching the next generation slowly start to realize is that no one's going to change their mind because you shout at them about something. And that was true when I was back shouting at people about religion. No, I convinced nobody of anything. I just annoyed people. So over the years, you learn maybe I should just shut the fuck up and let people get on with their lives. And that's the version of me you see before you right now. I have nothing to say to anybody about anything with it, you know. But yeah, so an OCD group is just a lot of people with OCD. I understand why that results in a lot of people not talking. But it's an interesting idea. I mean, look, these random social meeting things are difficult at the best of times. You've got to, you've got to be of a certain personality type. I have no idea what just made a noise, but it sounded positive. Hello, I have a new follower. Okay. I thought it would be a barking noise. Never mind. Yeah, like, so these social meetings are difficult. And I can imagine that OCD in its vast array of forms can only serve to hinder that and make it more difficult. And I'm kind of really impressed by you and everybody else who was in that room with you, because I would not have gone. And I'm a narcissist. So yeah, because look, I can turn that on, right? I can be the guy that walks into that room, and I in my head it's kind of like game show host mode, right? That's what it's like, and I can do that, but I can only do that when it's a benefit to me to do that, right? It's kind of weird. It's kind of like having a superpower that you can only use when you need to use it. So, like, Superman can fly great when General Zod is around or he's fighting Batman again. But if he's in the middle of cooking and he's run out of milk and needs to get down to the co-op as quick as Superman can, then his powers wouldn't work. Because you don't need it. You just want it then. You can suffer the screwing up your cooking like everybody else can, Superman. Rich, if you had the snip, I'm sure that's a significant fact. What do you mean, like the snip? The snip? Like that? You know, I've not had that. Why would I have that? I wouldn't have that. No. Or are you talking about being Jewish again? With the other snip? There are too many snips surrounding male genitalia for my liking. Not comfortable with that. But I have had that other one. I don't mind. Do you know, some people, is that a sensitive thing? Yeah, there's been, everything's nice and neat down there. What can I say? I'm like it. I'm happy with it. Comfortable with it. Wouldn't necessarily make. I don't know. I think every man would just say, at least, stick another half an inch on there. But other than that, no, I'm quite comfortable there. That's fine. The snip from the. All right, okay. I've misunderstood what you were saying and got onto both sterilization and circumcision. There are too many snips in the goddamn world. Maybe you're nihilist. I don't know. Don't nihilists want to? Isn't that bringing about the? What do nihilists? What isn't that? What do nihilists believe? A philosophy or family of views within philosophy that rejects generally accepted or fundamental aspects of human existence. That's not really very helpful, Wikipedia. Such as knowledge, morality, or meaning. What? There have been different nihilist positions, including that human values are baseless, that life is meaningless, that knowledge is impossible, or that some set of entities does not exist or is meaningless or pointless. Hang on, I can get on board with some of this. Hang on, right? Scholars of nihilism may regard it as merely a label that has been applied to various separate philosophies or as a distinct historical concept. Right, hang on, right. I don't care about the etymology. Okay. I will come back to this. Oh, Nietzsche. Okay. Okay. Right. Because I think, right, I think we can know things. I'm fine with the existence of human knowledge. But I will say to a certain extent, and it's weird, but I do think that, like, there is a case. I think there's a legitimate case to be made that, yeah, human values and meaningless morality and everything is totally meaningless. It depends on your views of afterlife and the point of the human species. If we are just goo on a rock in space, and we probably are, then nothing fucking matters, right? It only matters in as much as we make it matter, and as much as our society functions in a way that we want it to function. So we have morality and laws surrounding that so that we can all live happy, peaceful lives to a certain extent. Because a total abandonment of everything is too much like hard work, quite frankly. But at the end of the day, if we're all nice to each other, if we're not all nice to each other, if there's goo on this rock or there isn't, it doesn't matter. The universe continues to exist, whatever fucking humans do. And that's it. Things are as important as we've made them. And I don't want to abandon these things to the point of becoming a nihilist or anything like that. And, but I can't argue that morality means something, because to me it only means something as much as we make it mean something, you know. But ultimately, in the bigger picture of things, we are goo on a rock. And I don't know, I'm more in the camp of I'd rather make the best of that, right, rather than just say fuck it, let's get rid of morality and knowledge and all that. No, we are just go on a rock, but let's see if we can be go on another rock and then another rock, and let's see if we can be something better than goo. And that sort of, I'm up for that side of it, the more optimistic Star Trek side of things. I'm too much of a Trekkie to be a nihilist. Being a Jew is harsh. We have too many rules, and mainly they're related for sins between you and God. Yeah. This is, you see, I don't want to add extra rules to my life. My life has enough rules. And I struggle with those before I make up imaginary new ones for some reason. AG. So you sat there and realized again you don't have any hobbies, can't communicate or be outgoing unless there's fewer people. Well, you're doing all right here, and there's more than 2 or 3 people at some points in this life. Um, I know it's different in person. I do know it's different with in person. You need to, rather than feel down about it, use this as a wake up call. If you don't feel bad that you don't have hobbies, go and get some. Right? Find some things. Get on the internet and have a look. What are some good hobbies? What do people do as hobbies? What are the most popular hobbies? What are some of the more obscure hobbies? Just find something that speaks to you that you'd like to have a go at doing. Even if it's, if it's something that gets you out amongst other people, great. If not, cool, that's fine too. But find something. Play an instrument, learn a language. Don't take up gaming. That's like just watching films. Do a sport. Learn to sail. Go to a circus skills class and learn the Diablo thing. The like little half a ball on a string thing. Do that. Learn balloon animals. I learned balloon animals once. People fucking love it when you do balloon animals. I've not done that for years and can't remember any of it. It's a lost skill, but I was really good, and it was great fun. These are all important things to do. Kind of want to learn balloon animaling again. This is another right. This is another idea. If I ever have anything like a budget to make videos with, or anything like that, I would love to do a series where I go out and meet people who do different weird hobbies and have a go at their weird hobby. That would be cool. The Marquis de Sade. That's it, right? Yeah. Learn to knit. That's a good one. Get into the Marquis de Sade. Not, yeah. Yeah, he was the guy who came up with a lot of stuff. Um, I don't know. Does it go very far? In the end, doesn't it go like too far? I'm not sure. I should watch the Jeffrey Rush movie. I think. But lifestyle PD questions is so important. So important. It's where I fall down the most. Right? I can get caught in this little world that I live in. I've been doing it for the last week and a half, right? Just get caught up in I'm just here in my house doing my thing, being quiet. I'm playing my game, I'm making it, that's it. I'm not going out and doing stuff. I'm not like whatever. And a lot of it's money related, but beyond that, I'm still not doing anything. I could do far more than I'm doing, and I could obviously do far more. You know, um, and that lifestyle is just so important. Like it wouldn't cost me anything to exercise. You know, And I kid myself, I've been going out for walks. It's nice to get out for a walk and get some fresh air, but it's not the same as like sweating for an hour solid, through working out. Um, Idyllic axiom, I fully condone learning to swim, though, I will say. You're right, PD. We need like peer support and that sort of thing. Um, I was thinking about this earlier today, as it happens, not from a for not quite this topic, but almost this topic. We can talk about it now. We're here, aren't we? Because I was gonna do a main channel video today, and time just got away with me, and I ended up not doing it. I might do it tomorrow, actually. I know what it was. Time got away from me, and I wasn't sure I hadn't already done it. Excuse me. But once again, I found myself seeing a lot of like the maudling, wallowing BPD video. And I wanted to make a video about like the motivation behind getting better and how we need that motivation to get better. BPD has a tendency to make us sit there and wait and want somebody else to do it for us, because that is kind of a feature of BPD. We want to be parented and we need to get on and do it. And unless you have that spark, I can't help you. I can't make you better. Only you can do that, and you need to do that. And you're right. This ties in with this, with like the struggle to have good lifestyle regimen, to live a good life and do all the things in it that you should be doing, rather than shutting yourself away and comfort eating and drinking and whatever else we do, right? And I think having some peer support, this is something that would be good if I could get a Discord up and running, you know? Um, and I think you're actually absolutely right that having community peer support that is healthy, good support is massively beneficial to people. And I think in the right context we could absolutely do that. And now you've got me thinking about it, how we could actually do that. I still want fucking Discord. Right? If any of you know anything about Discord, like, and I mean know something, don't be enthusiastic with a willingness to learn, because that's where I am. I need somebody who knows about Discord to help me set it up. And it's disgusting me that it's taking me this long and that I can't do it myself. And I'm done with the idea of it being linked to memberships and stuff like that, because that just limits who's on it. But I think that, finding this way of motivating ourselves as a group, posting success stories, that sort of thing, and being there to support each other when we fail at these things, because that's equally as important. And now there are numerous cases where these sorts of things can go wrong, but I do also think there are countless cases where these things go right and really help people. And I think we could do. Oh gosh, excuse me. Yeah, we need to borrow wisdom from the addictions recovery communities. Those people know what they're talking about. I'm just catching up in the chat. Painting is good. Gosh, Shen, you do a lot of stuff. Gardening is a good one. Visceral Gravitas, hello, welcome to the show. Codependents suck at celebrating success stories. I can see how that can be a thing. You know, I can see how that can become a thing because it's jealousy, it's or envy, one or the other. Um, and I definitely get frustrated when I see other people doing well. But then I'm a narcissist, so I would. But then isn't that the problem? That's the whole point. You know. Yeah, waiting. We're working through grief. We're waiting for someone to parent us with the BPD. We need this spark. We need the fire inside. And it was, you know what? It was the suicidal ideation that did that for me, right? I didn't want to die, right? I didn't really want to kill myself. What I wanted, really, was I wanted help for how I felt. I wanted to not feel how I felt. I needed that pain because BPD is like the mental health equivalent of just chronic pain, right? It's that pain that is just there all the time and hurts all the time. And I just needed that to stop. So that was like one thing. I needed that to stop. And I needed people around me to believe me that there was something wrong, that I wasn't just depressed, right? That I didn't just have depression, which was a lie I told for 20 years. And for me, that actually came about getting into group, getting into therapy, getting that help did the same for me as I'd believed killing myself would have. It ended that pain that I was in, and it got people around me to accept that there was more wrong than just depression. And at that realization that, you don't want to be dead. I didn't want to be dead. I want to live my life. I want to be happy and do stuff and go places and have experiences worth telling about and that sort of thing. That's what I want to do. I don't want to die. I don't want to jump off a fucking car park in the middle of Keithley. That's not the end of my story. I just needed to not be in pain. And as soon as I found a better way of not being in pain, I fucking grabbed it with both hands and held on. And now, no suicidal ideation because I don't have any pain that I'm trying to end. And if any pain does come up, I know that there are better ways to end it. Right? Let me catch it with chat a bit then. Um, how to create a support community for narcissists that would work. I mean, there are NPD discords that I pop on from time to time. I'm not I'm not looking for support personally at the moment. So I don't really try to get it, but there is some support out there, you know. But yeah, I didn't want to die. I just wanted to be well. I just wanted to be functional. I just wanted to live my life. I still do, but I'm waiting for it to happen. You joke with your therapists a lot. Um, there's there's really only so serious I can be with anybody. Kind of like we are now, where there are funny bits in here, and I don't do that. I'm not here to tell jokes, but if I can laugh about something, I will. Um, and so that's how I think I was in therapy as well. I wasn't overly jokey. I was just me. I am a fairly jokey person. Um, you know. So I'm like, why do you want to disappear? When you say what, when that like, what is motivating that? Um, your surroundings keep making you feel like you're nothing, a clear person, a ghost. I understand what you're saying. Then you need to change those surroundings. That's a very clear thing. You need to not be with somebody who makes you feel bad, who says bad things about you, who looks down at you. You need to not be in that, that situation as much as possible. And so getting out of it, you know, and we're talking about the same thing. You want the pain, the unhappiness, the discomfort, the sadness to end, which of course you do. Of course you do. Why would you not? You know? Um, and so you need to that there is a positive end to your situation. You just need to find out what that positive end is. And it will be specific to your situation. I can't tell you what it is. I can tell you what it's not. And the solution of you not being around anymore is not acceptable. That is not a solution. That is a shitty workaround at best. Right? Is your TV not working? Well, switch it off and don't watch TV. That's not fixing the problem. That's just avoiding it. And you need to come up with a good solution. God, that is horrible though. This also kind of draws attention to how difficult it actually is to achieve such a thing. Um, you know, it's not something you want to try. Really not. Really, really, really not. Um, and I thank myself every day for doing none of that. You know, I'm so happy to be here. I am so happy to be here. And quite frankly, fuck BPD. Right? Fuck that. I'm not giving up or losing anything to that. I will not be beaten in that way, quite frankly. So fuck it. No, that's not happening. You know? But hey, AG, you can love. You can have empathy. Why yeah, you can. Like, why can you not? And feeling nothing, that's not NPD, right? There's not an absence of feeling or emotion in this at all. There can be a coldness, right? There can be a cold, harsh logic to it, but not a total void of feeling. You know? Do you know what a good example of narcissism you can go and look at, right? I was just what Netflix has put out a show about American Gladiators, season 3. Sorry, it's only one season, episode 3. They were interviewing a former competitor on the show, and he was talking about his audition process where he's going to go and do an event against another guy. And he said he was telling the story about, so I asked the guy running it, like, what happens if I hurt him? What if he goes down? What if he bleeds? And he said, the guy said to me, if he bleeds, you get on the show. And then he said, so I elbowed him in the nose and got on the show. And I just howled at that. Like the cold, hard, narcissistic, and the more the guy talked about how he was lying about stuff, and God, it was like, oh my God, I'm looking at NPD sat in front of me. It's quite amazing, this guy. So right, you want a good example of it? Episode 3 of the American Gladiator show on Netflix that they've just put out. That was quite something, but it was it wasn't emotionless. He had emotion. Very much so. He had a wife and kids, so he loved very much, and all of this sort of thing. But there was this cold, narcissistic, I want this. I have to do this to you to get it. Therefore, that's going to be happening to you. If you need to bleed for me to get on that show and win that money, then you are bleeding. And there's your narcissism right there. He cared. Very much. He was full of emotion. Just not for the guy whose nose he elbowed. He was thinking about other things. Have I done videos about showing how I shifted from suicidal mindset to this? I have. Yeah, NPD has the inner void. The inner void, this unfillable hole of never satisfied, nothing's ever good enough, I've never succeeded enough, I'm a failure, I'm terrible, all of this sort of thing. Yeah. And it is an unfillable void. It is. And I don't think you get rid of it by filling it, because it's unfillable, and it really is unfillable. I think you just have to find your way of being of seeing your actual accomplishments, seeing what you do have. It's we come down a lot with NPD to sort of living in the moment stuff and appreciating things and all that sort of stuff. That's something I struggle with a lot, and it affects a lot of various aspects of my life. But we have this inner void, like this black hole of suck that is just like, whatever you got, I can take it. You suck. I need you to know that you suck. So you've got a positive, throw it in here. I'll turn it into a negative. Thank you. Bye. It's it's very odd. Okay. Shen, if you would like to book a one-on-one, there are one-on-one available on earlymorningbarking.com. If you scroll down, actually, no, you don't even have to scroll down anymore, do you? Oh, I've done that thing. Ah, there we go. Bear with me. On book one-to-one sessions here, you can book a session, pick a time. I will okay the time. And some of these might have to change. But yeah, you pick a time and it books an appointment and all that sort of thing, and you pay with a credit card and all of that stuff through there. So one-to-one sessions are definitely a thing. How much are my one-to-ones? That is a good question. They are £25 for a 30-minute, £35 for a 45-minute, and £45 for an hour. Did you see how much crystals were? Did you see I had a look on her website. She was $150. Which is great if she can get that. I would. My God, but that was a lot more. So I'm relatively cheap, but I'm also relatively unpopular in comparison. But these are how these things. Yeah, NPD, we do have emotions. We absolutely do have emotions. Uh, you know, what we love about, we have difficult, yeah, God. We have difficult relationships or can have very difficult relationships, and the people that we seek out to have these inappropriate these bad relationships with might not be the best for us either. But oh, we definitely have emotion. We definitely have emotion. um she's charging her worth. I think it seems a fair price. I'm with you. I understand that, and I think that's fair, and I know I've like halved mine. But you know, I say people things are worth what people will pay for them. Um, and I would love to charge $150, but I don't think anyone would book it. And I'm basing that on the fact that I currently charge £45 for the hour, and nobody books it. And I don't think it's because it's too cheap. Essentially, so you know, when I'm inundated with one-on-one sessions at the current price, then I'll consider upping it. But until then, I really don't know what else to do with it, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I've dragged that damn thing now. I hate this app. Oh, I can't wait to get back to a Mac. This is all at earlymorningbarking.com. This is what passes for my website these days. Hang on, I'll show you again. Do you know I used to have a really fancy website? And there was no need whatsoever. So I got rid of it. I think I was planning on writing blog posts or something at one point, and then hell no. Goodness knows I have enough to do as it is. Hang on. Let's type. I can type a thing in the chat, can't I? Let's pull that out over here. Yeah. Links to YouTube, my TikTok, book one-to-one sessions. There's a tip box if anybody just wants to send a tip. If you send a super chat on YouTube, it changes the color of my lights. Didn't mean to do that. That's my nihilist search. Links to my blog channel, my Twitch, which I will put something on at some point. What is on my Twitch? Ah, right. Okay. Me wearing this exact same t-shirt playing Zelda. That's what's on my Twitch. And we have my Living with BPD download store. I forgot I put the ASMR video on there. But that's part 1 and 2. Links to YouTube memberships to my Patreon. I've lost a patron recently there. Okay. Get some ASMR where I post my ASMR videos. And behind the, oh, I need to do one of these. Oh God, have I not done one since March? That's disgusting. I have done ASMR videos where I play Geotastic. I think that was Vegas. There you go. And then Redbubble merch. Get some It's All Just a Trauma Response stickers. Your water bottle. Available on a classic t-shirt from Early Morning Barking. Perhaps you'd like an I Throw Tantrum sticker or t-shirt or water bottle or other thing. Then we have my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, everybody. You need that ASMR. It is right there. That ASMR is available on Patreon and YouTube memberships. It's the same price on both things. I do ASMR videos. They are on my Patreon. So if you want that, there you go. There it is. Let's play it. Do you want it? Can you hear that? You can't hear that, can you? Ah. Hang on, let's see if this messes up the world. Of good ones. Can you guys hear that? Great now? Personal stereos. And these are... That's my look through an Argos catalogue. I also played Geotastic. I'm going to do some other ones of these as well. I'm having a sort of Himalayan vibe. So go and check those out. Go and check those out. That's all on Patreon or YouTube memberships. Instagram. Look, that's me. That's me in bed. That's an inspirational thing. That's more me. That's my dog. That's my Dark Thoughts hand puppet. Is he around here? I keep forgetting I have another one as well. Where's my Dark Thoughts hand puppet? No, Paisley hasn't had it, has he? No, it's somewhere. I have a Dark Thoughts hand puppet. Yes, I am using words short enough for them to understand. Will you not be... So, we do not think that about you. I'm sorry. Which I love. So there you go. I'll bring you back to me now. So if you want the ASMR videos, they're all on there. Just lost all the audience, but hey, never mind. There were questions asked. I had to give answers. What can I say? Anyway, I am going to... do we have any more questions? Anything else you want to talk about tonight? Anything else you want to cover? Anything else you want to sign up for or whatever? Anything like that? What do you want to do? Or I go play Zelda now. I'm going to go play Zelda now. You guys have been amazing. You've been an absolutely awesome audience tonight. And I hope you've enjoyed the show. And I hope you come back for more. I will always be live at 9 o'clock on a Monday night on here. Ideally with an hour on TikTok beforehand. Switch on alerts on this channel. You will get alerts when I go live. It's increasingly often these days. Point Fire, I'm sorry I've just missed you there. I think you just came at the end, in at the end, buddy. Wounded Warriors Canada. Okay. That's good. That's good. Awesome. Right. So, thank you everybody for watching. You've all been spectacular. I will see you out and about. Follow me on everything. You'll get alerts when I do stuff. I do stuff all the time, honestly. I don't just play Zelda. Kind of do.